on trial treatment drug going 5 years. Thank you, Britta. And now if you like challenges, we're gonna move on to, hold on. Stacy, we're gonna travel really far. I don't know if anybody's farther than her. We're gonna travel now to Massachusetts, where Stacy has a challenge for all of us. Stacy.
Yes, I'm in Massachusetts, but many of you know, yay, I'm in Massachusetts. Hi. As many of you know, that I continue to return to San Diego to fundraise. So granted, this year is going to look a little bit different, but talk about social distancing. I'm 3,000 miles away from many of my donors. So that's how I'm going to make it work. Thank you, Anna, Tasha, and Brooke. Thank you so very much. I'm excited to be here with everybody today. We got to go fast, so I already talked fast. I'll talk even faster, but what you need to hear, by the grace of God, you're going to hear it. So I'm going to talk about the importance of fundraising safely through a pandemic, and I'll briefly explain why, how it's possible, and share some potential landmines even that you might want to avoid. Could I have the first slide, please? As you've already heard, millions of dollars in breast cancer research could go unfunded, and patient and caregivers' questions and needs could go unmet. So with your determination, and even more importantly, as we all know, your passion, we can help. Next slide, please. I want to give a shout out to these folks who are making it happen. And I know Jimmy Herrick, who's already a pace setter, she's here on the call. I'm not sure if Joyce is on today, but then also all these Grand Club members who are well on their way to becoming pace setters as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. All of us that are on this call share a passion for changing the landscape of cancer. Everyone can do it. We just have to go and actually do it. So this year requires us to be even more creative and resourceful than ever. But let's face it, we were already creative fundraisers because that's what fundraising is all about. So I have a couple of suggestions. We talked about use the resources. We're going to let ACS, I'm not going to get into them at the moment. The mobile app, the fundraising tips, there's so many resources for you. But in addition, I encourage you, and I joke with a friend, we call it the R word, to remember, because I happen to have a bad memory, but I'm going to talk about what we need to remember, what we already know, which includes effective thinking and being mindful of landmines. So here's some things. We need to remember what it is we already know. Folks want to help cure cancer, and they appreciate opportunities to be part of the cure. We can remember to embrace inviting desired participation. That's what we're doing. We can remember that asking does not make us a pest. So be mindful of the landmine, of allowing yourself to kind of think that way. Often people say, oh, I don't want to be a pest. We hear that from others all the time. But those of us that go and get it done know we aren't a pest, but it can be a struggle with the thinking. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But while naysayers put those thoughts, you don't want them to put those thoughts in your head, but when they try, while they're worried about what isn't possible, you're out there making it possible and making it happen. It's not our job to determine if folks are capable to donate or not. Remember that people will only give if they decide they really want to. And for the few that give out of guilt, well, that was their problem. Like, don't worry about them. Now, remember, only a small number of supporters typically give on the first few asks. It's sad, but it's true. So let's remember, though, the most common reason, however, is that people are busy. I can assure you, after 20 years of fundraising, something that I have to keep teaching myself over and over, relearning it every year, is that no matter if I'm on the 3rd, the 4th, or the 12th ask, very generous, intentional donors reply and say, thank you so much for the reminder. I've been meaning to donate. Sometimes I think, really? It's the 12th time I've asked this year, but I need you to understand that's how it is. People are busy and it's okay to ask. You can always give them an out because you can be compassionate if they're not able to give, but plead with them to give you a response. So you're going to assume no response means maybe they're still thinking about giving, because you're going to be forced to do that if they aren't responding, that they're not able to. Let's see, I'll admit that my least favorite part is continuing to ask and ask again, but we have to do it. But here's back to the landmines. Watching out for ourselves and our own stinking thinking. Have you ever heard of that before? And my brother reminded me of a quote in Apollo 13 recently. Let's work the problem, people. Let's not make things worse by guessing. If you sit here and you guess what people want to do and don't want to do, that's our problem. Let's not make it our problem, right? You don't have to guess. We just have to ask, invite, encourage, and think. And another Apollo 13 line, I didn't mean to find two, but failure is not an option. Failure is not an option, right? Anyone? So it's okay to just get out there and keep doing it, do what we can. And then super quickly, I haven't been watching the timer. I'll finish up with a few ideas for reasons and celebrations for giving. So I got married on July 26th and we encourage wedding gifts to making strides. Okay, great. I'm not suggesting that you all go out and get married, because those of you that are already married, your existing spouses may not find that as a very good fundraising tip, and they might not be happy when this is all over. So, however, every day is a gift and a cause for celebration. Like, did you know that today is Swap Ideas Day? Imagine that. That's what we're doing. I didn't make it up. Google it. September 13th is Positive Thinking Day. October 2nd, World Smile Day. Our event dates, October 17th and 18th, our Sweetest Day and Chocolate Cupcake Day. So seriously, look them up. Consider choosing one of the many holidays. There's one every day of the year. And use it on Facebook. Make it for a good reason for people to want to donate just for fun. Why not? Have some fun with it. So that's the key. Be creative, have fun, and celebrate the difference that you make in the fight against cancer, because together we can do it. Thank you. Love you guys. God bless you.
Thank you, Stacy. And the challenge is to beat her, because she is one of the top fundraisers that we have in this community. And also, if you're wondering what this fall is going to look like due to COVID and all this social distancing, well, on October 17th and 18th, as she mentioned, there is going to be a scavenger hunt. I know multiple locations chose to have a scavenger hunt. There'll be great prizes, and everybody will get to be safe and be socially distanced, but also be part of this wonderful event. And also, there are many events that you can do. Be creative, like Stacy said. There is pretty much every day is a holiday. And once again, just thank you everybody for being part of this event today and in the past, to our sponsors, to the staff, everybody that has volunteered their time, their effort, and your commitment. Remember, it really does matter. It makes a difference. And in this cancer prevalent society, now more than ever, our commitment really matters, and not just monetary, but also your time and bringing that awareness to other people. Don't just do it for me, for you, do it also for your children, their children, for a better future and for a cancer-free future. Thank you so much, everyone, again, that is participating. I don't know if anybody has any more last words before we go, but definitely sign up, go to our website, and if we can please add that website again on the chat box so that you can just click and continue to be part of this community. Thank you so much for joining us today.